Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. Now, I'm in Spain, for anyone who doesn't know, in Europe, and it is very late. Well, it's certainly late for me. It is 11 o'clock in the evening. Rarely do lives this late in the evening, but I just wanted to come on because now tomorrow I'm going to be hopefully doing quite a long live about some of the cases that I'm covering in America. And then I saw that there was some news about Gus Lamont and another Australian case that reminds me a little bit of the Samantha Murpky case. So I thought, well, I probably won't get a chance tomorrow to do it because I've got these cases that I want to talk about from America. So I thought, right, I'm going to come on now and I'm going to talk about it now. So we're going to have a little update about Gus and how this came about, really. The update about Gus was in a press conference. We're going to see a press conference from the South Australian Police where they talk about another case, a lady called Trish who disappeared a couple of weeks ago now. I'll tell you why it reminded me of the Samantha Murpky case, because remember with Samantha, it took a while before the police would say that anything suspicious had happened to Samantha. And it's a bit like that with Trish's case. You know, initially she was a missing person and they have just declared it as a major crime, that they believe a major crime has happened to this poor lady. And then during the press conference where they were talking about Trish, they were asked about Gus, and the news about Gus is they are going back. The police are going back to the Oak Park station. They're going to search for him again. I mean, to me, I feel like whatever has happened to Gus, be it, you know, an accident or be it some foul play involved, he is likely to still be on that Oak Park station somewhere, isn't he? Because where I don't believe he's been taken away from there, but it's so vast. You know, it's going to take quite a few times for them to find him, isn't it? Quite a few times of searching, and they've already searched 3 times, I think, and you know, they may not find him this time. But anyway, so I just wanted to show you what the update is. It's good that they're still concentrating on it, and they have some comments to make about like the family and how they probably had a terrible Christmas, and what they're saying is nothing is off the table. So I think that, you know, at the end of the day, they do not know what has happened to this boy for certain, do they? They'll be doing their investigations. Maybe they have a good idea of what they think, and maybe it's true, as they keep insisting, that as far as they're concerned, he's just wandered off. You know, there are no suspicious circumstances. It's entirely possible that they really do think that, isn't it? Anyway, first of all, I just want to say a quick thank you to everybody who watches, who likes, who subscribes. Please subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And that's a free way you can help to support my channel if you want to, of course. And a very special thanks, as always, to my members, to people who buy me Ko-Fis or send super stickers, or PayPal me, etc. Email me, leave nice comments, all those other things that people do, which help support my channel and make me, what's the word? Enjoy doing it even more. I enjoy doing the channel anyway, but it always feels better when I know that you enjoy watching my videos. So, okay, let's get on with it then. Let's take the banner off. And let me tell you about the update. Now, we'll look at an article first, and then we are going to watch the actual press conference. But first of all, I just want to show you what's going on. So, yeah, now this is the lady that's gone missing, Trisha Graph. She went missing a couple of weeks ago. Now, as I say, the reason it reminds me of the Samantha Murpky cases is she's disappeared without a trace. They're looking for her everywhere. They've drained dams. It's not like she's probably, I think she would be considered a more vulnerable missing person in a way than Sam was, because Sam had literally just gone out for a jog. This lady, it seems that there'd been some drinking going on and some partying going on, and she left with a friend. And so you could see that maybe the police in the first instance would be thinking, oh, well, she's just carrying on partying, or, it's not like somebody going for a jog and saying they'll be home in an hour and then not turning up. But anyway, obviously then the investigations that they've done have resulted in them declaring now that this is a major crime, along with I'm going to show the press conference. So we're going to talk about both of these cases, even though they're far removed, obviously. As far as, Gus is a young boy that's gone missing, and Trisha is a grown adult who's gone missing. But yeah, so let's just talk about Gus first. Yeah, they've said there's nothing off the table. So at the press conference that they gave for Trish, they said they will not rest in their search for answers, and they're going to go back to the remote station where a 4-year-old boy vanished months ago. It's sad, isn't it? Now they're saying months ago. 1 minute he'd only just been missing. You start off with just a few days, then it's a week, then it's a month. Now it's been months. So yeah, as we know, Gus was last seen by one of his grandmas playing on a mound of dirt at the sprawling sheep station in outback South Australia in Yunta. And Detective Superintendent Darren Fielke said that detectives had returned to the property last week and spoken to Gus's family, who were continuing to cooperate with the police. This is not a simple investigation, the major crime chief said on Tuesday. I do get the feeling, when they're talking, they feel like there's more to it than just a boy wandering away, because they keep making comments like that. It's a 4-year-old boy in a remote area. We're exploring all avenues to do with locating Gus, and nothing is off the table. We won't rest until we're satisfied that we've done everything, absolutely everything we can to find him. And if we've done everything we can and we can't find him, then that sometimes is what will happen. It's a strange thing to say. That I heard him say that when I was watching the press conference. That's a bit of a word salad, isn't it? If we've done everything we can and we can't find him, then that sometimes is what will happen. Odd. Anyway, the boy's disappearance sparked intensive searches, as we know. Just to give you a recap of the case, I try and talk about Gus every few days, really, certainly once a week, even whether there's any news or not. So they said that they last week took further statements from the family, but the detective said it's just part of the normal investigational processes that we go through. They went through a pretty torrid Christmas, I can imagine, obviously without Gus, and we're checking the family regularly. So yeah, remember they searched those mine shafts, didn't find anything. And in October as well, there was the 4-day search, didn't find anything. The family have not come out. They've been very private. They've not wanted to come out and talk at all, except through a friend, a statement, which was ages ago when they gave that statement, September the 30th. Since then, there's been no word from the family whatsoever. Only when that Daily Mail reporter turned up at the property and was met by a shotgun by one of Gus's GMAs, because Gus has 2 GMAs, because his GMA Josie transitioned to was his GPAR, I suppose, initially. Though, she's been transitioned for much longer, than Gus has been missing, at least 10 years, I believe. So Gus has never known anything but Josie as a GMA, not a GPAR. So, but she got quite angry, didn't she? And at the Daily Mail reporter, and sort of brandished a shotgun at her, etc. Anyway, apart from that, we've heard nothing from the family whatsoever, have we? So yeah, this little cherub. Let's hope he's found one way or another, and at least put to rest, if nothing else. So let's have a look at this press conference that, as I say, was actually about Trisha Graph, who disappeared and has only just been declared a crime. It's took quite a long time to declare this a major crime. So they will have their reasons for doing that, but just sometimes you think maybe things should be considered a crime until it's proved otherwise, rather than considered not suspicious until it's proved a crime, because you feel that in those weeks has time been wasted. But having said that, seems like it hasn't, because the police will say, oh, there's nothing suspicious, but behind the scenes they're looking into all sorts. Anyway, let's listen to the press conference.
Superintendent Darren Filkey, Officer in Charge of Major Crime Investigation Branch. Got you all together here today to give you an update on the disappearance of Trisha Graph, I should say, at Andamuka. So at about 11 a.m. on Friday, the 12th of December last year, police reported that Trisha Graph, 41 years old, of Andamuka, had failed to return home after a night out with friends.
Well, that's twice. Like, he actually said gaff the first time. The second time, he nearly said gaff, didn't he? And is that a Freudian slip? It doesn't bode very well, is it? Gaff. He's calling this poor girl, this poor woman, Trisha, gaff. Or do they feel that they've made a gaff, in that they should have declared this a major crime maybe a bit earlier, before evidence was lost?
She was reported missing at about that time to the Roxby Downs police station by a family member. Trisha was last seen between around 1:50 a.m. and 2 a.m. on the 12th of December on Dunstan Drive at Andamuka, after leaving a female friend's address in her vehicle, which was a white Ford Territory sedan registered S for Sierra 254BCX. Around midday on Friday, the 12th of December, Trisha's partner and a friend of his was out searching for Trisha, and they located her vehicle positioned on a mound or a rise near Blue Dam.
Now, what we don't know, this is the first time I've seen this case or looked at this case. Seems like Trisha left with a friend. So where's the friend that she left with? Why did her partner go out looking for her? Because he didn't hear from her. There's a definite sort of lack of information here, you know, it takes, I need to investigate this case more. But yeah, why did they go looking for her? Had she not turned up where she was supposed to be? Had she stopped answering messages, or, you know, and what happened to the friend that she was with?
4 kilometres to the eastern side of the Andermuka township. Since that time, police and other resources have conducted an extensive search of the area on foot. The dam has been searched by police divers. Polair has been involved in aerial searching, and we've also utilised the capability of specialised drone equipment to assist with the search. These searches have failed to locate any remains or any trace of Trisha, and we've only recently, in the last day or two, been able to finalise the analysis of the specialised drone footage, which has still shown that we haven't been able to locate Trisha. This is highly unusual and particularly out of character for her. Police are now treating the disappearance of Trisha as suspicious. Police do not believe that Trisha has merely wandered off from the location of her vehicle near Blue Dam. As a result, today, the disappearance of Trisha Graph has been declared a major crime, and investigations from now will be undertaken by major crime detectives. The terms of the declaration will also provide commitment from other areas within SAPOL to assist with the investigation, and clearly major crime are set up and experienced in terms of handling these types of investigations in the situation that we're in and the circumstances that are presented to us. To date, as part of this investigation...
I just want to remind you that this guy is going to be talking about Gus as well after he's finished talking about Trisha.
Well, part of the missing person investigation, police have spoken to a number of people, both in Andermuka and in Roxby Downs, who have assisted piecing together the movements of Trisha prior to her disappearance. This information to date has proved very helpful, and we'll be looking for further information in due course. Police are aware that Trisha did travel to Roxby Downs the night before, on Thursday the 11th of December, with a female friend, and they did attend at the Roxby Downs Hotel for a period of time. She was in company with other people at the Roxby Downs Hotel, and she left the hotel at around 12:20 a.m. In the early hours of the 12th of December, and travelled back to Andermuka with her friend. Trish?
Yeah, travelled back with her friend. So how did her car end up where it did, and where was the friend? So, you know, it just seems funny to me that it's taken all this time for them to declare it a major crime, when it seems pretty obvious to me. It was a bit strange right from the outset. Was
last seen wearing black tights, a black singlet with a light coloured motif on the front, and you'll see a picture of her on the screen to my right. And she also had a pair of black thongs on, and you'll see that she has quite a large tattoo on her right upper and lower arm. Police are still seeking to speak with anyone who may have seen Trisha or seen her vehicle, either at the Roxby Downs Hotel or in Andermuka. These people may have information that will assist with this investigation. I encourage anyone who has information that may assist police in the lead up to Trisha's disappearance, or anyone who knows any information post Trisha's disappearance, on 1800 333 000. And I remind people that they can remain anonymous. Happy to take some questions.
Why is this only being declared as a major crime today?
Yeah.
Look, we've undertaken extensive searching in and around the area of Andermuka, out at Blue Dam, in and around Roxby Downs. We've spoken to a number of people in those communities. we've been able to piece together Trisha's movements. We've only recently, as I said, analysed the data that's come back from the aerial searching, and we expected to find Trisha as a result of that. We haven't found her. It's highly unusual. It's totally out of character. It would have been premature to declare it a major crime before now, but we do believe that the circumstances surrounding a disappearance are suspicious.
What caused the delay in analysing the drone vision?
That just takes time. It's technical piece of equipment. We have to go through it with a fine-tooth comb. It's not something that we rush in circumstance like this. So the passage of time just says that we need to be thorough in how we analyse that data before we take the investigation further.
Can you tell us a little bit about Trisha? Why?
So this is, let's see if it's sharing. Oh, I don't know if it's sharing yet. Yeah, that's the minute. Gosh, every time I click on it again, it disappears. Yeah, that is the missing poster for Trisha. And as I say, for anyone who's coming on and thinking why we talk about Trisha, because it's supposed to be an update about Gus. It's an update about the press conference that the police guy is doing. He's talking about this woman who's gone missing, but he also will be talking about Gus too. Oh, press play again, Vicky.
Is it unusual out of character for her to disappear? Is she a mother? Is she in constant contact with her children? Does she have a job?
Yeah, sure. She is a resident at Andamuka with her partner. She has 2 young children who reside with her at Andamuka. They go to school in Andamuka. For all intents and purposes, she's a very good mother to those children. Clearly, we've looked through the house at Andamuka. The house is clean. It's in pristine condition. She's obviously a very house-proud person. So it is out of character for not to be in contact with her children and not to be in contact with her partner. Her bank account's not having been touched. So she just doesn't disappear from Andamuka. She's lived there for some time. And the location of where her car was.
So I wonder what has happened to this woman. Has she been sort of waylaid on the road? And this is what I'm saying about it, reminding me a bit of the Samantha Murpky case. You know, mysteriously sort of disappeared. Has she been sort of stopped in that car and taken away somewhere against her will? And here again, we've got this needle in the haystack. Gosh, the more I think about these cases in Australia, it's so hard, especially in these outback places, isn't it, to find bodies, because there's no dash cam, because there's no other cars, or, you know, there's no CCTV. You know, these are very desolate places. So it makes it even harder than it normally is to find. It's hard enough to find a body in a built-up area, but to try and find a body in these kind of places, it's really difficult, isn't it?
It is also unusual. It's not an area that we know that Trisha regularly frequents, so there's a number of circumstances around it that make it suspicious.
It's interesting that her thongs were found in the car. Did she have other shoes on her? And when she was last seen driving along that Dunstan Drive, was she accompanied by anyone?
No, she left Dunstan Drive alone from her friend's place to drive back to her home address, which is less than 2 kilometres away. And the next time we find the vehicle is out near Blue Dam. And we don't know that she had any other near the vehicle or when the vehicle was parked.
How can police confidently say she didn't just wander off?
Well, the terrain, the conditions, the geographical area, if she had just wandered off, we would expect that she would have had shoes on, her thongs on. We don't believe she had any other shoes with her. It's about a 4-kilometre walk back into Andamuka from where the car was located. We've searched the area thoroughly. There is a mine shaft about 1.5 kilometres from where the car is. That mine shaft has been searched.
Oh my God, these mine shafts. So, you know, they've had to search a lot of mine shafts lately, haven't they? Goodness me. Anyway, she wasn't in the mine shaft. So where is this poor lady?
there's no trace of Trisha in that mine shaft. And we would think that if she was to walk anywhere in those conditions, she would at least have her shoes on. As you're aware, we've also searched the dam. Police divers have cleared that dam and she is not there.
I think in the initial releases that the car would start, is that correct? And what did police make of that?
The car, not that it wouldn't start, the car was found in a position such that the wheels didn't get any traction on the mound. We might have a photograph of that coming up. So it's not that it wouldn't start. It was almost, in some ways, it was bogged, although you'll see that it wasn't. It was just in a position where it couldn't get any traction over that.
You know, he keeps pointing at things that we're supposed to be able to see, but actually we can't see them. We can only see him. So the car was found. The car sort of seems to be positioned on the top of a mound where he says it couldn't get any traction, so it couldn't move from there. So did somebody take her car and was joyriding it? You know, and then tried to sort of do some dramatic thing over a hill or whatever, and then got stuck up there and then just ran off. Surely she wouldn't have done that one, but you know, maybe she was intoxicated. But anyway, they are saying now they think it's a major crime. They're not saying that they think she left the car there or she had an accident because she was drunk or whatever. They're saying that as far as they're concerned, this is a major crime.
Left of the vehicle there, that was as a result of Trisha colliding with a kangaroo on her way back from Roxby Downs to Andamuka in the early hours of the morning. We're satisfied with that version of events because she had her friend with her who also corroborated that. So that's...
Oh, all right. So she had a collision with a kangaroo on her way back. Oh, God. Well, we've talked about that before, haven't we, about these poor kangaroos, how they apparently just jump out in front of people and it's difficult to stop. And quite often if, you know, this ends in the kangaroo dying, and if you see a kangaroo on the side of the road, you should check to make sure it hasn't got a little joey in its pouch, bless. So she had an accident with a cat. So the friend was still with her then. So it seems like, you know, what did she go back to? Where did she part company with the friend?
That's what the damage is.
How difficult is this area being so remote for police investigations?
Oh, it's very difficult. We've had, as you know, in recent times, outback searches are very challenging. The remoteness of it, the weather conditions, getting resources, it's very challenging. And any time where we have gaps in the movement of people, small townships, small communities, it's difficult. It's not easy, but that doesn't deter us. We're now looking for a mother of two young children from Andamuka. So as tough as it is and how difficult it is, we'll leave no stone unturned to find out what's happened to Trisha Graph.
So what's the plan now with the investigation? Will you be expanding that radius?
Yeah, look, we'll have to go back to Andamuka. As I said before, we're appealing for people who may have information about Trisha and her movements and the movements of her vehicle to come forward. Further searches of the Andamuka area have not been ruled out. So we'll have investigators in and around the Andamuka area in the immediate future conducting inquiries, yes.
The last time we took seeing her at that house party, and what is the association with her? Those people, were they friends?
Yeah, just friends. We understand they're friends, yeah.
And they're cooperating?
Yes, yeah. So people that we've spoken to in Andamuka and Roxby Downs to date have been very helpful, have provided statements to police and are assisting.
How much does a case like this rock the area?
It's a small community, Andamuka, and from the detectives speaking to residents up there, they're shocked. They themselves are wondering what's happened to Trisha. She's a member of the community up there. So, but they're being very helpful. They're understanding. They're happy, clearly more than happy that police are in the area trying to get to the bottom of this. But yeah, it'll be a testing time for the Andamuka community when one of their residents goes missing, yes.
Just while we're here, has there been any updates in major crimes, the tactics with the search with us?
The search for Gus continues. Only last week, detectives returned to Oak Park Station and spoke with the family, who are continuing to cooperate with us. That is not a simple investigation. It's a 4-year-old boy in a remote area. We're exploring all avenues to do with.
Yeah, so after he was talking about Trisha, he gets asked about Gus, or he comes to talk about Gus. Gosh, these are unique challenges, aren't they, to search the outback? As I say, searching for people who've been murdered, it's hard in built-up areas. But, generally, these days now, because of dash cam and CCTV and stuff like that, it might take time, but if they're clever enough and they go to the right places to get CCTV images, and if they're lucky with dash cam or doorbell cam footage, they can normally put together, some sort of a trail as to where a person ends up being buried or taken away to, or because they can put that together especially if they've got a suspect or from the person's last movement. But when they're searching the outback like this, where there is nothing, there is no clue. So, like for example, in Gus's case, they only know from the family, and I'm not saying that the family are lying, because we just don't know, but there is no corroborative evidence, if you like. There's no CCTV, there's nothing to prove when Gus was last seen alive at all. We don't know, we haven't really got any proof that he was even alive from March, when he had that photo taken when he was going for his preschool thing. And I say I'm not saying that means that the family are lying or whatever. I'm just saying there is nothing to prove it. So that's what the police are up against, isn't it? There is no, why would Gus have been seen by anybody else unless he'd been taken into town or whatever? These places are so remote. And then they are small communities, like he says. So, if somebody goes missing from, I don't know, a big city, their immediate family and friends will be impacted, of course. But really, life just goes on in these big cities, doesn't it? Whereas we're in a community, in these small communities, probably everybody knows Trish. Like everybody, even if they didn't know Gus, they know the family, because these are such small, tiny communities. It has this massive effect. And the mystery of it, how can someone just disappear into thin air, like apparently Gus has done, and it seems that Trish has done?
Locating Gus, nothing is off the table. And again, we won't rest until we're satisfied that we've done absolutely everything we can to find him. And if we've done everything we can and we can't find him, then that sometimes is what will happen. But we are throwing.
Yeah, I still think that's a weird thing to say. If we do everything we can and we can't find him, that's sometimes what happens. It's a shame, isn't it?
Everything we can at that, and we continue to do that.
Was there anything that actually sparked makes you want to go back?
Well, we've taken statements from the family. We've had to go through those statements with the family, and that's just part of the normal investigational process that we go through. We continue to engage with them. Went through a pretty torrid Christmas.
People don't know who she is or what she is. She needs to be stopped.
Okay, so that's it really. I just wanted to give you that update. So the update as far as Gus is concerned is they've been back there, and they're going back there again to search that Oak Park station again. Gus is definitely there somewhere, probably not alive, unfortunately, but surely they're going to find him sooner or later. But he could have been, if there has been foul play in Gus's case, there's been plenty of time to hide him, hasn't he? That's that's the problem. We don't really know exactly, we don't have any corroboration of the fact of the family saying he was playing outside on the sandpit. That's just the facts. I'm not trying to cast aspersions on them. I have no idea what happened to Gus, but there is no corroboration of that. It's impossible to corroborate it. And I feel for this family, because I'll tell you, if Gus isn't found, and it isn't found that it's not foul play, that he did have some terrible accident or whatever, this family will live under this shadow forever, because, people will always think they had something to do with his disappearance. So, which is a shame if they're innocent, isn't it? And as far as Trisha's concerned, I will follow that. I'll let you know any further information that comes up. That's a real mystery again, isn't it? Did somebody sort of carjack Trisha? How she ended up her car on that mound? And then where is she? And surely she hasn't walked off from there. Anyway, the police are saying it's a crime, so a major crime. That's what they said. That in the case of Trisha, it is they're considering it now a major crime, and it reminds me so much of the Samantha Murpky case. That's similar to what happened there. They were insisting there was no proof of foul play, nothing. There was some sort of it looked bad for Mick, didn't it? Sam's husband. It did look, suspicious. And then suddenly, boom, out of the blue, they arrested Patrick Stevenson, out of left field, wasn't it? It was like nobody was really expecting that. First of all, they said that, they thought she'd been deliberately targeted and been murdered. And then the next minute, boof, they arrested, I think he was 21 or 22 at the time, wasn't he? Patrick Stevenson. He'll be coming up for his trial in a couple of months. So this is similar again, isn't it? 1 minute, no, she's just a missing person. No reason to suspect anything else. And now suddenly it's a major crime. Will this happen with Gus as well? Don't know. So I just thought I'd let you know what was going on, and I'll be back tomorrow with some more videos. I'm going to concentrate on some American crimes about the dentist and his wife who were killed. That's a very mysterious case. I've got so many things that I want to talk about. I could do an all-day stream, really, I think. But anyway, listen, thank you for watching. I'll see you really soon in the next video. And as always, until then, may your God go with you. And please remember to like and subscribe. And press notification bells, of course. Now, for some reason, my video's acting up, so I'll just end the stream. So thank you. Bye. Take care.